Hey guys, it's Yang, Sneak Peek Locals here with my friend Craigster. He's got a very spicy deck to show us today, and let's see what you got.
I got Voiceless Voice, the new ritual deck.
Oh wow, that sounds good already.
Yes, so we got two Skull Guardians.
Okay.
I'll just put all the rituals here.
Okay.
So, two Skull Guardian, this is the main ritual. This is your boss monster. This is what gets you your searches and your negates. Cerevis is very good. It's a targeting protection, and you can summon it very easily off of other Cerevis, or you can just ritual summon it out. It is also a pseudo solemn warning. It's very good. You can the main thing is just like with Diabellstar. If they summon Diabellstar, you activate this, banish it, and that's like a very big play. This, a lot of people play two of this. I want to try one of this. I think this is going to be very good because it's Labyrinth is very I think it's a very good deck. This is just a spell trap negate. And it gives you an option to summon another monster negation from the extra deck. Can't really summon Vortex Dragon because this goes to the Pendulum Zone, not the extra deck. So you don't really have an option to use the negation from the Vortex Dragon. So it's very hard, and the Vortex bounce will miss timing as well. So it's not very good for it.
This negates the summon. That's why Diabellstar can't even trigger.
It doesn't negate the summon. It just banishes the monster.
It says negate the special summon if you do banish that monster. So
I'm sorry, I misread the
No,
card
you're
there.
good. Oh, that's better than it is.
But it banishes the monster.
Yeah,
which is
it
very
does
big.
banish. Yep, that's crazy.
This and this. This is literally one of your main cards in the deck. You pitch this, send a ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard, then you can add a ritual monster, I believe light warrior or dragon, from your deck to your hand.
Okay.
And then it has a second effect that you can banish it, and then you can just ritual summon.
Okay.
Which this lets you just straight up just do your rituals, which is the big thing. This card by itself, I believe it's a quick effect for you to summon it from your hand, but you can summon it to the field by shuffling back two spell cards. One is at least a ritual.
Okay.
And the thing is when your opponent activates a card, you can activate him, put him back in your hand to special summon a ritual monster from your deck. That is very good because that lets you summon out Cerevis and him. You can also special summon out your guardian, your Skull Guardian, but this is the main one you would summon out.
Okay.
Because if you negate, you just bounce it back, and now you have targeting protection as well with it.
Okay.
So, but he doesn't really go. He just stays in your hand, so you never lose him.
Okay.
He just keeps cycling back.
Dragon Sage. Okay.
Then you have literally the main card of the deck.
Low.
This is the Heart and Soul. On normal or special, you can activate. You just place a continuous spell, a Voiceless Voice continuous spell or trap into your spell trap zones. And that is insane because they're both very crazy. It has another effect where it can be used as the entire ritual summon of a monster. And it also has an effect where if it's in the graveyard and you ritual summon a monster what's in the graveyard, you can just special summon it.
This card. Yep.
Which is insane because there's combos where you can summon this on your opponent's turn and just activate the trap from your deck, which is the big play.
Nice.
But the faster you get to this, the better, which is why you play Diviners.
Okay.
You play Diviners with this card because you activate this, you can send this or Herald or Entis, whichever situation, but mainly the time if you're starting, you want to send this. This can tribute the Diviner, and then
Diviner will summon out the low?
Yeah, well this will summon, and then Diviner will trigger to summon out low from the deck.
Okay.
That's how you get low, because this is the best card in the deck.
Yes.
This is what gets your whole plays going. This is also a quick effect that can also be activated from your hand as well, so even if you draw this, it's still okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's fine. But this can also send, Entis and, Herald to add any of your rituals or ritual spells.
This is also like a disruption, too. It tributes too.
Yep. So it's pretty, it's a pretty good engine. I think this is better than Nadir Servant because that plays into Droll really hard. This going into this does not play into Droll very hard because this will just activate the card.
Yep.
So I think that's better.
Yep.
And eventually, I believe Chaos Angel is very good for this. You can use this to make Chaos Angel with some of the cards. I don't have a Chaos Angel yet, but eventually I probably am just going to pick a Chaos Angel up.
Yep.
I would probably play the deck with the Chaos Angel. So we'll go. The only other thing is for monsters is hand traps. We got 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Nib.
Okay.
And then it's not a monster, but 3 Imperm for hand traps.
12.
Just all around good hand trap. This is just ends turns for most decks.
Yep.
Using this also helps you make like a heater or something if you really need to. This is good because it's good against a lot of decks, but this also can be used as the entire ritual summon because you need to use a light monster as the ritual material. So with this being such a high level, it can bring out any of your rituals.
That makes sense.
And then you have Imperm, which is just the best, it's like negation.
Synergy with Nib, that's nice.
Yeah, so like I think Nib's very good in this deck.
Okay.
For spells and traps, we got 3 barrier and we got 2 prayers.
Okay.
You don't really need to play 3 because you can again you just cycle him back with your Saravis monster wherever he's at here. You just cycle him back with this card.
Dragon Sage.
So like you're just always gonna have it, and then it has another effect when it's in the graveyard. If a face-up light ritual monster I control leaves the field because of my opponent's card, I can banish this card from my graveyard to special summon one Saravis, Saphira, or Skull Guardian Protector from my hand or deck, ignoring the summoning conditions.
Yep,
so it means even if this is in my graveyard and I have one of these out and you remove it, I'm just gonna summon another one.
Yep.
So it's very hard to get around it. This card's crazy. It is very similar to a couple of cards from my favorite deck from Pearly. This is just my friend Pearly and Pearly Street in one card. Why they did that, I don't know. This gives you targeting protection, and during the main phase, you can just add a Voiceless Voice card for
without
your deck.
paying 500.
Yeah, without paying the 500.
Without paying 500.
So this lets you get pretty much everything during the main phase, and it gives you targeting protection.
I'm assuming low effect will put this out.
Yes, this is a continuous spell. So on your first turn, this is the card that's getting put out every time.
Okay.
So by that time, then you're also going to have Low and Skull Guardian up, and they can't target anything.
Wow.
So it's like. Okay. And then again, even if they get rid of this, by that point you're also will either have this on the field or in your hand, which is just another targeting protection again.
Okay.
So the deck has pretty good layers for targeting protection. I guess for the last Voiceless Voice card, we can just put out the trap card.
Yep.
This card's pretty good. It's a shuffle back for getting back resources. The main thing is it's a pop for each different, I believe, light warrior or dragon rituals on the field, and you send this to the graveyard to destroy that many cards. That's the main effect. This is also a continuous trap, so it can also be placed by low. But you normally do this on your opponent's turn, which is a simple combo that can be shown at the end of this.
Okay.
It takes like 2 seconds.
This is like a Source of Blackout trap card that pops your opponent's cards. Okay.
And then for like just generic
spells, consistency.
We got this card. I mean, it's a ritual deck. The ritual, you can literally add any ritual monster besides Pendulum Graph from your deck to your hand. And then this is just generic. It's weird because you can play this or you can play Extrav.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're
right. But, like, I think seeing 6 cards because the extra deck doesn't super matter. So I think seeing 6 cards is really good. And then we have Called by the Grave.
Okay.
Called by the Grave, good one of. The thing with this deck is, like, it's not that hand trap super hurt it. There's just one hand trap that hurts it because, as you can tell, there's many add cards, and that's Droll and Lockbird. And we don't like that card. There's another card also is DD Crow. Once people start catching on to that card and they start trying to DD Crow my low, I'll get very sad. So we don't want that to happen. So we just those are the generic stuff. We can go to the extra deck.
Yep, that's just extra deck.
The extra deck's not super important. There's only a few cards. This is the most important card in the deck. This is the ritual, like a ritual, like link monster. You have to make it with the ritual monster. The thing for this is on summon, you can target one card in the field and one ritual monster in the graveyard, shuffle both in the deck. So it's kind of an interruption.
Yep.
But during your opponent's turn, just any time, you can tribute this card and then target a ritual monster in your graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So when you end your turn, you get rid of Skull Guardian and Low, and then you link into this. On your opponent's draw phase, you distribute this off, summon Skull Guardian, summon Low, activate the trap card. It's gives you a negation, and it gives you a pop, just off of just a Low by itself.
Nice, okay.
The other, like, semi-important ones are these. These just can be sent off Diviner.
Diviner, yeah.
This just add your stuff. This can just pop a card.
Diviner targets?
Yeah. This deck can play some weird, like, pseudo engines for some of this stuff, but I mean, there's just some generic.
Okay. That could come up.
This can come up. It's come up a few times. SP, just the best generic Link 2 in the game. There's some Link 1s because sometimes you need to get Low into the graveyard for certain reasons. There's also, the best Link 1 in the game.
Yep, Anima.
But, I mean, you got Link Karibo. Link Karibo can actually, when it's in the graveyard, tribute a monster on the field, which can trigger Diviner, which is very good. This, you don't need to play this. This is played because I'm also playing Hida, and there's a lot of fire decks. But I'm also playing Hida and Lina for the two spell charmers. This can be played to go into like Celine, or what I want to try to do with it, you can play this with the new Princess Link 3 from the new set, to go into this, go into the Princess, then go into Ambler Whale, which is also very good. Right now I'm doing this to just go into Celine and then try to go into Access Code. It's not the most consistent thing right now because I'm not playing Veiler. The only one that it can really be done with is Droll and Lockbird.
I was like,
so like it's nothing like super that I'm like banking on doing. But I mean, there's nothing very much more to put in the extra deck. Like this would probably get replaced with Amber Whale and Princess. You know, and then we got Underworld Goddess. Because I mean, you got out of Noir somehow, right? And that's like the best way. And because it can't be targeted, and that really sucks. So they won't be affected. But for the side, it's nothing too exciting. It's literally 99% hand traps. But for going first cards anti-spell, this card I think is very good this format because the fire deck in this deck uses a lot of spell cards. Granted, this deck can ritual with a monster with his Sephiroth, but we can go and get rid of like one-tits and stuff like that. Then the rest of these are hand traps. So we have like Ghost Spells because of Labyrinth. This also can hit pre-prep and like other cards. And then, like I said, DD Crow, good against this deck, good against, I mean, there's some tier decks to run around, I guess, apparently. And then it's also good against Fire. And then I think this card's insane against Fire decks. Phantasme. Because they're going to be linking all the time, and then once they try and Princess pop, you just negate.
So, the target protection.
It's very good. And then I play a lot of hand traps. Again, the main thing I'm afraid of is Droll in this card. We play 3 crossbows.
Fair enough.
So
beautiful.
Again, if I could play with more of this, I'd play more of this. We don't have that choice, unfortunately. But that's it. I think the deck's very cool.
Thank you for the awesome Voiceless Voice deck profile, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.